And good morning, Dave in the AM, the Cornbread Man, Southern Fried Podcast Morning Show, or the Cornbread Man Morning Show this morning. Rob can be with us. Wi-Fi issues. We've all been there. Hey, Miss Beverly, good morning to you. God bless you. We appreciate you for stopping by. So y'all pray for Rob as he's in internet hell right now, and that's what it feels like. When Rob is calling himself that he pulled a Karen moment, that's internet hell. Supposed to be tomorrow. So, yeah, he'll have a vent. Maybe he can find a way in tonight and vent. If not, he'll save it, and he will give you the vent on Thursday. Happy Hump Day to you. I hope you're having a great day. Hope all is well in your world. We're a little bit rain this morning. Not bad. It's about 60 degrees. It's unbelievable. 60 degrees, it's just this feels weird. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were scraping ice, and now it's a nice warm 60 to start our day with a little bit of rain. Pardon me, and a little bit of allergies. So let me wet the whistle, as they say. Today is going to be a great day. We're going to make it a great day. We're not going to let anybody take it or steal it from us. It's great to be an American, but with being an American comes responsibility. So as a podcaster I used to listen to quite often would say, if you're an American, act like it. And I agree with that. Act like a good American. Big news. I'm not going to be too political this morning. If somebody in the chat wants to mention something, I may make reference to it. But just a couple of news and notes. The ongoing, which I think is ridiculous battle by the administration and MTG goes on. And all they're doing is making her stronger. And if you will read the tea leaves and all the votes down here in the 14th district, of which I am, most of them say, we love you, Mr. President, but she's our gal. And she's right on these two things. She may be wrong on some things. We have a right to that opinion. We are the voters of who is in office in this district. But by and large, except the haters were always there, who were probably jumping up and down and clapping and saying, "Oh, she's on her way out. No, you made her stronger." We understand this. The president did not have a strong view on the Epstein files. He kept being defensive about it and blocking it, and finally the Republicans made a move. I mean, you can get Congress to do everything almost 100%. One lone vote. With the supporters there, the president has no choice. And the Americans want it. All Americans. I mean, I would think all Americans want those files released and hopefully not redacted to the hilt. He said he'll sign it when it gets to his desk. Opinion number two. And again, some people may not like that. There are Trump supporters that have turned on MTG like she's yesterday's old news, garbage that got sent out to the road that used to sing her praises, all because he said that. But that's not the 14th district. That's not. You guys can have an opinion wherever you are, but you are not the voters in the 14th. And I'm telling you, she's very strong here. And the ladies love her. They love her fire. And people do not like sending money to Ukraine. And they're standing with her. And he called her a traitor. When he called her a traitor, it absolutely made her very strong. And she used those words back. Mr. President, leave that alone. We got bigger fish to fry. I don't know why you're doing this, other than I'm concerned there's a declaration of war coming soon, and he wants all the votes he can get because she's not going to vote for it. I can tell you that. She will be out. Number two, again, I'm a Trump supporter. Why in the world are you whining and dining the sheik, the piece of trash that you have in the White House with flyovers? And why do you have to answer for him? Let him answer for himself. It was a valid question. It's been a valid question. The guy sits there and smiles, and he actually comes out and defends himself a little bit. But the president said that was embarrassing, that someone, ABC, would ask that question. I got to say, ABC, good for you. It was a valid question. These guys are not our friends. Okay? But you can clean this guy up all you want. You can scrub him up. You can have a big flyover. You can roll out the red carpet. You can shake his hand and smile in front of the press. Doesn't clean this guy up. This guy's dirty business. He's always been dirty business. And Saudi Arabia is dirty, dirty, dirty business. Mr. Trump today or yesterday, to me, you look just like every other politician that's ever sat in that seat that took the Saudi money. I'll say it. And people can be mad at me if they want. I really don't care. That guy is a piece of trash. I'm saying he didn't know anything about it. And also used the phrase, things happen. Things happen. Bad luck, Mr. President. Bad luck. Do I still support him? Yes. I'm disappointed. I'll be honest. I'm disappointed. I get the international scene. I get that sometimes in the Middle East, you use the bad to take care of the worse. I still like the business. I don't like that we're in it. Okay. But don't try to clean this guy up and act like he's the head of GE or some other company or Ford Motors or something like that. No. This guy's not the investor no, he's not the head of the Fortune 500 company that you're bringing up the White House and announcing a big new plant deal with. No, that's me. I'm speaking for me. I'm not speaking for Rob. He can speak for himself. I'm saying for me, and this is my opinion, mine alone, I'm disappointed. I did not like that look, and to me, it's the low point. It's the low point of his presidency, of everything that's happened. And that's really hard to say. I was really disappointed that murdering piece of trash sitting there in our Capitol, smiling and smock. By the way, it was a smirk at the press. And you know exactly what you are. You know what you are. Okay, that's all I'm going to say on it. Anyway, Watchman says, I discuss beheaded people. Yes, he's a piece of trash. He's a murderer. He is a bad dude. This guy he's the Saddam Hussein of his area. He don't care. He has no sympathy whatsoever for death in his own country. He would kill anybody. He'd kill somebody in his own family if he had to remain in power, to get his way or whatever it is. This guy is, I know the president, he was the president of Syria, but he was the head of, I got you, the former, again, that's another one. These are not good people. In the Middle East, you don't want this one to fall because what's coming is worse and things like that. It's ugly business. The Middle East is full of crap. But whining and dining them in the White House, giving them the red carpet treatment, putting them before the press, they're all bad people. They're not good. They're murderers. And I get that people could say, the same thing about Bibi Netanyahu. I'm just saying, I get it. I understand it. But there's meeting people, and then there's meeting people. But even if you're going to do all that, the disappointing part for me was the fact that he defended him. Like, well, he didn't know what was going on. He didn't know. He was innocent. This is a nice guy. And hey, things happen. Wow, things happen. Is that what we're going to say? Things happen. Come on. I just don't like the look. I have a right to that. I am an American. It's a big club, and we ain't in it. Watch. Oh, and by the way, every president has. Every president has for most of my life. I don't know about all the way back, but anybody don't think that the Saudi money filled up the Clinton Foundation? We know this. We know how buddy they were. We know all the presidents, all of them were rubbing elbows with the Saudis. I get it. Big money, big massive money. I get it. They were an ally against Iraq, and hey, Iraq wanted to annihilate Saudi Arabia. They did. If you ever read the book of the former Air Force general of Iraq, it's a fantastic book. Saddam Hussein wanted to fill up these planes with the explosives and strip the seats out and just fill them full. It's like a flying bomb, and just crashed them into all the, and he told this guy to come up with a flight plan. And this guy could have died. He could have died because to tell Saddam Hussein was a death sentence. And he told this guy to make it up. Well, this guy knows we can't get there because they've got defenses that we, the United States, have put in place. Their air defenses, these 747s, what they were going to fly, would never even get close. And he knows this. So he has to find a way to explain to Saddam Hussein that it's a bad plan, but you can't say bad plan. So he presents him options. He's furious. He is absolutely furious with this guy. And he thought, this is it. He's going to kill me. And it's a fascinating book. I wish I could remember his name. He went into, he had a missile come through his bed one night. He felt like he said, the Lord said, get up. And he was trying to do things like he defended American pilots and the one Kuwaiti pilot that they captured early on. And Qusay, Uday, and it was Qusay, I think, wanted to come in and kill him. And he said it's against the Geneva Convention. They stripped him of one of his stars as a general. He never promoted after that, and he was kind of kept out of the inner circle. But he absolutely stood there that day and defended other foreign fighters because he said, if we do this, the international war will totally turn against us. And he said it's war crimes, and oh man, he had the gun put to his head basically. They didn't kill him, and he wanted to stay behind. He left for a while, and he also talks about how stupid it was for the son-in-laws to come back in the country and how they should have never believed that guy because of what he did to him. But anyway, and then Watchman says that he's trashing Thomas Massey for getting married after his wife was taken out, while Trump's been married twice, cheated, the stars and God knows. And I will say to all of that, why are we fighting on that hill? Why are we dying on that hill? Leave it alone. Why are we just being distracted by? Why do we even need to deal with that? We've got so many bigger things going on. Why do we need to deal with that stuff? I mean, I get it. Washington is an ugly place. There's a lot of ugly going on. And he's probably mad. I'm sure he don't like anybody opposing him. I get that. He gets mad. He gets angry. And, it's one of those deals. I mean, he's a guy that you don't want to have to go in the room and say, I'm not standing with you on this. I'm not against you, but I don't believe on this policy point. I'm not going to vote for that. And he's the guy that would explode. He's the guy that would get mad. He's got a temper. He does not like that. He gets very defensive. We've all seen that. We know that. And it plays him well in some cases. In some cases, it does not. And yes, he's trying to do a lot of things. It's a tough seat to be in. I'm not saying it's not. And I'm not that guy. I didn't run to be that guy. He did. He wanted it. And when you become president or you become a senator or a representative of your state or your country or whatever it is, you are in the hot seat. And you've got to expect those questions. That is media's job. I mean, finally, with Trump, they will at least ask the question. With Obama, they just, whatever. Hey, great job. Oh, you're so great, Mr. Obama. Or President Obama. President Biden. Oh, he's so funny. I mean, you finally got a spine because it's a conservative, because it's a Republican in the seat. But at least you're doing it. Even though that's all true, you don't do your job half the time, most of the time. At least you're doing your job to ask the questions. And the president was ready for it. He knew it was coming. He knew that question was going to come. But I just say, let the guy answer for himself. It's like, look, if it was me, you're going to shield a little bit. I mean, it's their guest. I get that. And they're never going to let the press just sit there and rail on somebody to invite guests. It's not going to happen. But when you do that, you're going to get 2 or 3 questions slung at you. And you know this guy's history. You know what's going on. So you walk out, you say, hey, you're going to have to be prepared to answer a couple of questions on this. And then I'll follow up and we'll move on. We'll get the press out of the room. We'll get the pictures taken and we'll move on. That's what they do. So he had to know that was coming. I mean, he was ready for it. I mean, and he always goes to that. Like, who are you with? Oh, ABC. Oh, well, you're stupid. I can't believe you'd embarrassing asking a question like that. Did you see that guy the whole time? He's laughing like, yeah, I was waiting on that one. I thought he was just going to smile through it, but he ends up talking as well. He didn't seem like he was too comfortable answering the question either. Thomas Massey is the most honest patriot for America. Did he see a good man? And boy, they're shellacking him with the calls. Oh my goodness. So anyway, that's my take. A little bit longer than I wanted to. You're welcome to throw in the chat. If I choose to answer, I will on that. I sit there yesterday and I was like, nah, come on. Birthdays today. How about the great, and she is a great actress, Jodie Foster, 62 years old today. I knew we were pretty close in age. She's older than me. Larry King, he died in 2021. He was born in 1933. That is his birthday today. Adam Driver, 41 today. Who else? Calvin Klein, 82 years old today. Allison Janney, 65, actress. Meg Ryan, 63, actress. Who else? Let's see. I thought I saw one more. Let me look here. Jack Dorsey's 48. That may be it. Let's see. I thought I had one more. Carson Beck, the former Georgia Bulldog, Miami Hurricane, caused a lot of people to be angry at him in the great state of Georgia, especially the dog fans. And they were happy when he threw that interception here recently. He's made a lot of money in college, a lot of money. Whether he'll make it in the NFL, I don't know. He's got a big arm. A lot of people like he's not a team guy. I don't know. I say he got the smoking girlfriend. A lot of people made comments about that he was more interested in her than doing his job. So I know. Okay, fair enough. He's 22 today. He's made a lot of money at 22. I'll say that. Carrie Strug, gymnast. Remember her? 47 years old today. That's a tough thing to be in. James Garfield, from former U.S. president, birthday today, born in 1831. Let's see here. Fred Warner, football player, had a great one at that. He's 28 today. Happy birthday to you. Ryan Howard. Man, I remember what a great baseball player he was. He's 45. He still looks great. Looks like he could play today. But Ron Howard, big bat. That's your birthdays for today. If it's your birthday out there today, God bless you. Happy birthday. You've made it another year. Celebrate that. It is awesome. How about National Day? Well, it's today is the 19th of November, and it is National Play Monopoly Day. Did you play Monopoly as a kid or a young person or as an adult? I haven't. I can't say I played in a long time, but I used to play. And if you did play Monopoly, did you play completely by the rules, or did you adapt rules because you didn't like some of the Monopoly rules? I've done both. For instance, did you play that you could go into debt, borrow, get to the bank, so the game would go on? I've done it both ways. You broke, you kept, you're just done. You know, money left. You're over. You're out. Or did you adapt rules and become the big banker, true banker, and let them go into deep debt before you took everything they had? Some people change the rules. And if you played, what was your favorite figure to play with? I always liked the car. I was pretty big on the car and the wheelbarrow. That was always two of my favorites. I don't even know if I can remember them all right now. But if you played Monopoly, Monopoly's been around a long time. It is also National Carbonated Beverage with Caffeine Day. Well, it's not carbonated, but it is with caffeine. And I have water here, so maybe I've not celebrated yet. But I'll probably have one. I have one Dot Mountain Dew a day. I do it. It's not good for you, but I do. Oh, so there's two of the things it's National Day of. So celebrate those if you can. Oh, it's also GIS Day. Celebrates the technology of geographic information systems. It's also a day to discover and understand the benefits of GIS. Sounds like something wrong. I'm sorry, sir. You have a GIS. Oh, my goodness. And one thing, this day in history, 1997, among the many things, the first NASA first Indian American woman in space, NASA astronaut Kalpana Chawla, if I said that right. Anyway, she, but sadly, tragically died in the Columbia tragedy 6 years later. But she was the first to have that. I remember her. Really, there's not that many astronauts that really go up. There's a lot of astronauts over the years, but all of them never got to lift off. So Watchman says I had a guy pull a 357 mag on me. Wow. While playing a 6-hour Monopoly, I owned all of it basically. He landed on Boardwalk where I had to hotel. That's an intense play. I gotta say, that's a rougher game than I've ever played. I've had people get mad and quit the game, throw the money up in the air, what left they had, or other properties they didn't like to lose. Even flip the thing. I've seen that once. Got mad. Everybody got mad then because he ruined it for everybody else. I've seen it. I've seen people. Some people can't play games because they can't handle losing. But 357, okay. You got me on that, man. I have never. It's like game over. That's not a gun. Oh my gosh. Oh, my sons. Oh, my sons. There were 4 years difference in them. My oldest son he would always get so mad if his brother was winning, and his brother was very competitive. But I really think he only wanted to win. So he's the little brother, so he's trying to beat big brother. That's one of the things. Two is, I think he just wanted to see how mad he could make his brother. It was a sport to him. And Jeremy would get so mad sometimes, and I would hear him throwing a controller or getting mad. And I'd have to go in. Dad's like, hey, you can't play together. Turn it off, kind of stuff. And he would always say, he's cheating. He could not handle playing and losing. Couldn't do it. And I think the little brother was better at some game. That's the way it is. With siblings, your sibling is a little bit maybe better at some sport or something. Maybe they play the guitar better. I don't know what it is. And it's very competitive. And I remember listening to the Van Halen brothers. They at one time, Ed was the drummer. I mean, and his brother was the guitar player. And he was better, obviously, at guitar. And even still, there's competition. I mean, you take the great John Lennon and Paul McCartney. There was great competition on who got the songs on the album. They were musical brothers, not blood brothers, but musical brothers. It's just the way it goes. I offered him all my play money and all my little hotels in my little race car. What were the pieces? Let's see what you can remember. And I do remember the car. I do remember the wheelbarrow. What was the thimble? That was one of them, right? The thimble. I don't know why my system crashing here. How dare it? But what were the other pieces? Angus and Malcolm, yeah, they're definitely very competitive. Yeah, definitely. You get into. Angus always said Malcolm was actually the better player as a lead, but he wanted to play rhythm because he was was really good, and the band needed that rhythm player, and he did it. There we go. Back up. Iron, yes, Thimble Horse. Man, I could not remember that. Was that the 5? Was there only 5? I know they introduced 1 or 2 later, but the traditional back in the 50s, 60s game, Iron Thimble Horse, car, and wheelbarrow. Was that it? God, I forgot all about the horse. I think I played that before too. I always liked the car though. I felt like I was racing around the board. The thimble, I didn't care for it as much. The iron was okay though. I guess it was all right. The iron didn't fall over like a horse would. Oh, played a lot of Monopoly in my day. A lot of Monopoly. Don't forget tonight um, will be Hump Day Views. We do not have a guest. I do not believe tonight. We do have one tomorrow night. Talk about in a second. So tomorrow night, or tonight, excuse me, Hump Day Views, followed by the Vent. Remember, the Vent is a Rumble only exclusive. You ever heard the love song by AC/DC? You can hear Malcolm playing lead like neoclassical. What was the love song? I'm trying to remember. I mean, I always thought I heard everything they did, but I might have missed something. But which one are you talking about? What's the name of it? Love song. This kind of sounds weird anyway. Love song, AC/DC. You know what they always laughed about with AC/DC? The way the double entendres, they would. I mean, everybody knew what they were talking about, but it passed muster. They always thought that was funny. I mean, in some countries, you could just say it straight out, pretty much. But in America, we always standards, Yeah, well, beat you at Monopoly, you have to think, I got to buy the money. I am so sorry. I'm not a smoker. But I do have some allergies, and they're fighting me this morning. So it's a ballad, sappy, important version of high voltage. Okay. I'm about to go listen to that. Good morning, Jackson Joy and Mad Max Live. Double zero. I like that. Triple zero. However you want to say that. From Instagram. Thank you for being here. Something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, actually. We're going to do it at an odd time, different time. Not odd, but just different because it works better. Our friends from Southern Shadow, Miss Courtney, that was on Southern Shadows. I like that name. And she's a wealth of information. She's going to be on the History Show. We're going to do a earlier time to accommodate her tomorrow at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. I'm going to have to work my schedule around a little bit, but I'll tell her to let me know what was good for her. And she's going to be talking solely about General John Bell Hood. General John Bell Hood. Looking forward to seeing that. It's actually in our news bite that will go out today. A little ad about that. And the general, a sad-looking general after the war. Very sad. Went through a lot. Lost a lot of family members. But we're going to spend the hour. She's willing to go too, but I'll probably we might go over an hour. We'll see. Tonight we also have the racing hour and sports pre-Hump Day Views. So about 5:30ish, we'll go live with the racing hour, and then followed closely behind the sports. Got a lot of sports to catch up on, and talk about that a little bit. Don't forget our dirt track racer, Danielle Lohner. There's a ability to give. We've put that out there. We'll do it again. Help her out in her little career. We're going to try to be a sponsor on the car. We're waiting to find out how much that's going to cost us. So we're looking forward to it. We're going to try to make it happen. But yeah, a lot of little things going on. We won't get in deep in that. We've got a lot of stuff. Trying to get some things behind the scenes. I'm trying to get my legs back under me. Literally, I haven't been on quite as much. I've been going through a lot since my fall. Yeah, I have hurt all over. Never fall. You can fall in love. That could be dangerous too. Don't fall to the ground. Oh, that hurt. That was 1 week ago today. Officially about 7:40ish, 7:35, 7:40. I officially fell last week. We 1 week in a parking lot, and it about whooped my butt. I'm still recovering, and it could have been a lot worse. They say you have no balance. That's a lie. Well, everybody had their balance side, even if they didn't want to admit it. I think that, and we're doing our music show. I didn't get to it last night. I'm still going to try to have it this week. Probably tomorrow. I don't think I'll have time tonight. I'm also going to be doing a show on Jonestown. Be looking for that. It's going to be called Remembering Jonestown Hangar 1301. Hangar 1301. I'm going to be. I was. It could be tonight. It could be tonight, but it may end up being tomorrow, Friday night. But that was anniversary of that was this week. I'm going to do a little talk about that and a little bit, not so much the before, the during, but pick it up at around. We'll mention that the aftermath. I'm going to talk about the aftermath of Jonestown a little bit. We know what happened; it was bad, but we'll talk about all that. But I want to talk about. No, I did not see that interview. Please send me that if you would. Just drop. I tell you what, and I don't care because I just don't care. Because everybody knows it. I mean, it's not. If somebody wants to give me a hard time, I'll just block them. I don't care. Here's my email. My email. CordellsAtlanta@gmail.com in the chat. Just pop that out to email to me. CordellsAtlanta@gmail. I'd like to watch it. I'm trying to catch up on some stuff that I haven't. I want to see it. Jake Ely, what a great player. Love Jake. He's looking better too. He got it's a little bit Red Dragon. He got to look at. They had that one video where they're at like a bar. I mean, he was looking very barish, rough. But man, he still play. But he's looking better these days. But I was going to say, Skid Row. I think they were always a little upset that I remember you became such a big hit. It's one of those they love it, but they hate it because they want to be known as being heavy. And of course, that's it's a power ballad, but it's a great song. But it's kind of like they almost like they wanted to shy away from that. I mean, it's like but because it became what they was known as, and people were ignoring some of their heavier stuff, made them mad. Especially Snake, Rachel Bolan. Of course, they didn't care for the singer. Was it Snake? Was it Snake or I think it was Snake that I never liked him. Y'all need to patch things up and do a tour together. Come on. I saw Sebastian the other day. He's put on weight in the last few years. Man, he can still belt it. He brings it hard. He wanted to one last two ride with the boys, and they're just not going to do it. You don't see that, Cordell's. Oh, I'm sorry. I put it in the wrong one. You don't see that chat. Hang on a second. I forget sometimes. Here you go. Sometimes I have to remember on Rumble to do the chat in Rumble because you don't see the other. There you go. Bad boy. Now you should have. If you want to send me for our pet show or something, you can send it to that. We do have an email now for the pet show, southernClawsPaws@gmail.com. And we have one for Wolf Nation too, wolfnation26@yahoo.com. wolfnation26@yahoo.com. I joined an Appalachian Trail group this week and another hiking group. And we're going to really try to hook up with these Appalachian folks who we're wanting to have them on the Wolf Nation Adventures and stuff. So we're looking forward to maybe having those folks on going up the trail. And I think I'm going to go over and join Dog Wagon that weekend and meet up with some of them as they kick off on the trail. Some will be through hikers, some will be section hikers, or just hike a little bit and call it a day. But we're going to try to hook up with them and some of the other groups as well. Be a part of that. But it's not just hiking. It's your adventure. That's what Wolf Nation encapsulates. We have the tagline, the wolf knows. The wolf does know. But it could be anything from biking to water sports to rock climbing. It doesn't matter. It's your adventure. It doesn't have to be extreme either. It could just be your adventure. And it could be a place you visit. I want to go over to Preacher's Rock. I heard another guy mention that, and it is free to park. It's just not a lot of parking there, but I want to go there. Dog Tag talked about it. It's not that far from me. I want to go to that place. I saw some pictures from there. I'd like to go there. Let's continue to keep the missing hiker in our prayers too. We talked to Dog Tag about that. There's no update. I mean, it's been over a week. He's been missing. 67 years old, was descending Blood Mountain here in Georgia, and he's went missing. They found his car. Haven't found him or his phone. You just hope for the best. You hope for the best. I remember one time I got lost in the woods as a little kid. I didn't intend to. I wasn't. My dad said I ran away. That was not true. To him, it seemed that way, that I ran away from home. Actually, I had a dog, and there was another dog. I don't know where the other dog came from, but there were two, and I followed them. I followed these two dogs in the woods. Dogs do that. They run through the woods. So I was just a little kid. I couldn't have been but about 5 years old. And I go through I was just wandering around, exploring, as a little kid, but I didn't realize the dangers, I was a little kid, and of course you get your butt tore up, and I did. But I followed these two dogs in, and I got lost. And I wasn't in the realm of things. I wasn't in the deep woods. But I was in the woods. And to me, it felt like the deep woods. And I remember I didn't know how to get back. And in my mind, without ever really anybody teaching me anything, just kind of an instinctual kind of thing, I stayed with the dogs. I thought, well, the dogs eventually will go back home. And one of those was my dog. I said, I'll follow the dogs. So I just held on the collar, and I just walked with the dogs. And eventually they're wandering around. Eventually they go back. And I could hear my mother calling me my dad. And I get out of the clearing, and there's a lot of people, neighbors and stuff, they're looking for me. So they found me. My mom's giving me the bear hug with the tears. And I mean, everybody thought I was dead, been taken, all this bad stuff. And my dad had that look in his eye that looked like hell was fixed to be unleashed, and it was, as he busted my tail for, as he said, running away. I said, I run away. And, don't back talk me, boy. You ran away. I didn't even understand what that meant, run away. I didn't want to run away from home. I loved home. I would have run away. Well, I had one other. I walked down the street. Lassie brought you home. Yeah, well, that's what it felt like. I think that dog. I gave the dog a big hug. I was scared a little bit, but I kept my wits about me. I was 5 years old, 4 or 5. I remember. But the other time that I say wandered away. My dad said I ran away. I went down the street to a lady's house. I mean, I got far enough away I couldn't see my house. And I knocked on her door. And so she brings me in and gives me cookies and milk. She doesn't know who I am. I'm far enough down the street. She just didn't know me. She calls the sheriff. They dispatch a deputy. This is before the days of 911. They picked up the number and called. Hey, I found this boy. He came to my door. Don't know where he belonged and everything. And I guess my parents had probably called the police, so they knew where I belonged. So by the time he got there, he puts, I'll never forget this, he puts me in the front seat beside him, standing up. I was a little fella, standing up, and he knows I live up the street, so he said, well, just stand right there. So it wasn't far. He takes me up the street, and we turn in my driveway, and my dad was on the porch with that look again. And I was having a good time. Like, this is cool. I'm getting to ride in a police car, checking all this out. And when we turned, the police officer said, I wouldn't be smiling, boy. I saw my dad. I wasn't. And I remember my grandmother, his mom, was up that day. And she was upset, too. I was her grandson and all that. But Dad's had it. Like, the first whipping was Mach 1. This is Mach 5 or whatever, But it was a tough one. And I'd never seen my grandmother and my father get into an argument ever. And my grandmother was a strict, stern. She could hold her own. She was a less than 5 foot tall. Let me tell you, she didn't even need a stick. She carried it. Her mouth was she not cussing. She was just she could dress you down. She didn't take no crap. And she got on to her son. She said that he whipped me too hard. I couldn't even believe I was hearing those words. I thought it was normal. And they got into an argument about it. I can remember that. Like you're whipping him too hard. And they got into a disagreement. And my mom was not happy, so we just agreed I would never do that again. I would never have to, and I didn't do that again. So, did you ever run away from home? I called it to this day. My sisters still say, "Oh, that time they weren't even born yet." They're like, "Oh, that time you run away from home." Yeah, my mom used to talk. My mom used to talk about it all the time. I was like, I didn't run away. I walked away. Running is when you're running. I was walking. And I wasn't going away from something. I was exploring. I called it exploring. I was an explorer. Wild child. Well, Wild Child didn't do that anymore. I honestly can say, from the time I can remember, did I deserve probably a few more? Yeah, when I got to be a teenager, sure. But I never was a problem. My dad always said I was a good kid. He would tell that all the time. He said, they called me Davy. My family called me Davy. He said he never was a problem, other than he ran away from home twice. And I was allowed. Usually that's dad. Dad didn't go work in groundings, but he let me ground myself one time for something. But I couldn't believe it. Still the spanking. I took a 2-week grounding. That was the last spanking I got was not good, and I should have got it. And anyway, that's a whole other story. And I was 17, and it was just not good in my dad and mom's marriage. They ended up divorcing, but that day he did go beyond, and I told him that was it. I said, today I'm almost 18. I'm a man now, and you're not going to do that again. And he got mad. And he couldn't believe I stood up to him like that. He said, "I'm your daddy, boy." I said, "You are my daddy. I'll always respect you, but today you didn't act like my daddy. And it was not right what you did. The way you spanked me. It was what I was upset about. I didn't deserve the spanking. Yeah, he spanked me in anger. He spanked me because he was mad at my mom and da da da." And I said, "That's it." And I'm in it. I'm in it. It was hard to say. It's your mom or dad. You don't want to have to say those things. I love my dad. We got past it. It took a little while. He left. That day's the day he left. That was the day he left our home, never to come back. Divorce is on. And we didn't get no gold mine either, as Jerry Reed sung about. No, it was a tough time. I became man of the house. I was already working, and I worked. I became, man of the house and helped take care of my mom and my sisters. It was a big change in my life that day. Big change. But at some point you have to take that step into manhood or adulthood or whatever you want to say. And sometimes you just, you are right. Your parents aren't always right. I know as a parent, there's times I've had to evaluate and think, am I right in this? Or, me and my wife have had a lot of discussions about, decisions we make. And, sometimes as you age, you kind of look at, your views slightly change maybe, or you just have a different way of looking at things, more complete way of looking at things. You continue to mature. You're very young when you first start, obviously. Sometimes immaturity can still be there, or just you don't see things clear. So you do. That's just called maturing. You learn things, you change your opinion on, and I can see that. As I got older, and now I'm not quite to the age my dad was when he passed, but I've said in the last few years I can see things through my dad's eyes. I still don't agree with some of the things he did, but I understood him more. I could say that I understood him more, and I think I understood where he was at. and what he was thinking about, how he was thinking about it. And so it's an interesting thing to look through those eyes and see, kind of see what your parents were thinking about, or how they viewed life and how they viewed you as you become a parent, And, I went to my mom a lot for counsel. My dad, there was a time when I could, and later it just didn't happen. I just couldn't. I would listen to the things he said, but sometimes I just didn't agree with his stance on certain things. And so you just listen respectfully and yes, yes, sir, and okay, dad. But my mom was a great balance to that, and she had, I bounced a lot of things off of her, you know, and she was always a great listener. That's one of the things I really. Dad didn't listen a whole lot. Dad was a barker, he barked stuff out, and sometimes you don't even really need. Sometimes the advice is the best. The best thing you need is just to vent it. You actually answer your own questions, but your parent becomes a sounding board, and they just kind of. It's a great way to also with any. It could be an employee to boss. It could be peer to peer. It doesn't matter, but it's always good to rephrase the question and ask it back. And my mom was really good at that. So you say things like, "So you're saying," and she would ask me back, and to hear it back gave me a perspective, and I would say, "Well, yeah," or "No, I really mean this," and then she would say, "Well, what do you think here? I think you know the answer." She was actually helping me to answer it, but to me, it felt like I was getting this great advice, and sometimes she did give it, but she never was like, you have to do this, you need to do that. It was never like that. It was always, do you feel comfortable with this? Or if it was me, I could say, this is how I maybe see it. You're your own person. You have to, you're the husband, or you're the dad, or my mom was really good at that. And you can always find those people that tell you what to do. It's harder to find the people that help you find the right answer for you. And that's what my mom was really good at. And I still miss that, and are valued friends, the really close friends that you can share things with and say, this is kind of where I'm at, man. I just need to get this off my chest. And, and you really already know what you need to do. You just need a little friendship, a little support there. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, I ventured into different things. That's okay. That's why we're here. And over our coffee, it's morning coffee time. Or if you don't drink coffee. And by the way, on the coffee, I had my pods came in. I think my other one might have came in yesterday. I've got a third order coming in, so I'm going to have a new blend in that I've not tried. That may not be until it could be either the end of the week or the first of next week, and I'm looking forward to trying a new one. I love the house blend and the breakfast blend. I've got both of those kind of in right now, but I've got a new one that I'm going to. I'll show it on air when we get it in. But have a great day out there. Enjoy your Wednesday. Rock it. Pray for our nation. Oh my gosh, we got so much going on. It's almost Thanksgiving. Can you believe it? Wow. My one of my granddaughters said, "When are you putting up the Christmas tree?" I said, "We always do it at Thanksgiving. The day after is usually, we have Thanksgiving, Friday, tree goes up. Pretty much. We have been later after that, but that was due to circumstances, but traditionally that's what we do. So some people already have them up. It's cool. I'm not a fanatic about. Some people get fanatic about this stuff. Like you can't, like you're wrong to do it. Like I know people leave theirs up year round. They just enjoy the festivity of it, and they like the lights and stuff. And people get all kind of bent out of shape about that stuff. Like you're breaking some kind of code. Like who cares? I mean, you got those Christmas stores you can go shop at all year long. I like giving the gift of the Christmas ornament. That's pretty cool. Get something unique and give it. I think I'm going to do that this year. One of the things I'm doing. But yeah, people get fanatical about that. Like you've broken this Christmas code. Like really? Like I'm coming around. Yeah, it's not the time of year to put up the Christmas tree. And I've heard this, let Thanksgiving have its own day. How dare you? I've heard that. How dare you even talk about Christmas right now? We've not even had Thanksgiving. I mean, it's like, really? Are you angry? I mean, like, really? I'm not taking anything away from Thanksgiving because I'm talking about Christmas. You know, I mean, like, it's like I don't know, a Nazi view or something. Like, papers, please. You know, it's not time to put up your tree or you put up your lights or, you know, don't talk. I've seen people put their hands over their ears and say, don't say it. Don't say it. We've not had Thanksgiving yet. I don't want to hear it. Really? You're going to do that? Get a grip, man. Get a life. I'm like, who cares? I don't think there's the world. I don't think the Earth spinning on its axis changes any little bit because if we get something a little out of order. I'll tell you what was wild. My aunt lived in West Palm Beach, Florida, and one year we spent Christmas there. We took all the gifts, loaded them up. Weirdos, yeah, man. And we took them down to West Palm. That was a culture trip because, you know, we didn't usually get snow or nothing like that. But Christmas is cold in North Georgia, usually. And here I am walking down in Florida in shorts and a t-shirt of some kind, and barefoot probably if I or just running around. It's it's strange. You know, I know it's for me it was always a time it's cold, and here we are. You know, it got a little cool at night, but not cold. And you know, the day we're at the beach and all this stuff, and on Christmas Day, it just felt weird. I was like, I went to another world. I did miss it too. I missed the cold. And if you're from a place that has snow, you miss that. It was a strange thing. But yeah, they're weirdos, man. I mean, come on. Are you nutso? You know, it's like I'll just be honest with you. I don't like to eat around other people a lot because people have these and like I get it, normal eating habits, you know, down here in the South, you know, what's proper and all that stuff. Me and Rob had a show about that one night, and he about lost his gourd because I was throwing out all these cultural just for the kicks and giggles of it, you know, like things you're supposed to do or not do or whatever, you know. But I've heard people talk about some people talk about how they critique people and how they eat. Watchman says, I like turkey and fixing anytime. Well, yeah, exactly. There's no law against that. But I realized how much they were evaluating people when they ate, how they ate. It was like something for them. So I didn't like when I found that out. I didn't like to go out to eat with them more. I'm like, really? That's all you do while you're eating is watch somebody else eat and critique them, then mock them and make fun of them later? I thought, I'm out. I don't need that, you know. You know, I'm not Jethro Bodine out there trying to eat, but I'm probably not doing everything exactly correctly. You know, solid fork on this side and all that. No, I just go. I just eat. Oh, I like the Archie Bunker way. You know, I'm just kidding. Belch and loosen the belt. But that's my dad. That was my dad. That was how we knew. That's how I knew it. Supper was good. A good belch, and he'd have to. Oh, that's a two notcher tonight. I could see you doing that, like a Ruth's Chris or something. Oh, and, you know, let's say I ain't from around here. Oh, you ever be out somewhere eating and you hear somebody cackle really loud? That just reverberates in the restaurant. You'll have some people that be looking down their nose at you. Some people want to laugh or they'll have a little smirk. But there's always that, you know, there's always that person that you take, and it's like you can't take them nowhere kind of person. And it's really great if you don't care, if you can deal with it. Because they're the kind of people that talk loud, they'll cackle real loud, they're very noisy, messy eaters, you know. And people's looking at you like, where did you people come from? Oh, yes, that was a funny one. Yeah, and Archie was not with that tribe. The one that I liked was the TV, and Archie's wanting his TV fixed, and he just says every cultural thing wrong that you could say, and the guy dresses him down in Hebrew, and he says, "What? What the heck was that?" He said, "Oh, you'll never know, but believe me, I got even." That's a pretty funny one, you know. I know he called him Goyim in there. I mean, I can remember that. What a great show! I mean, you can make fun of every cultural thing now that everybody freaks out over everything, and everybody is on board. You know, it's just comedy, fun. They laughed at all these taboo subjects and stuff, and you know, it just you could never make that show today. And a lot of those shows now, if you do, I mean, I have them on, you know, DVD and things like that. But if you have those, they now a disclaimer: this is culturally inappropriate for our time, you know, whatever. I don't know. Watch this show, you're going to see things that are not culturally thought, you know, appropriate today, or whatever they say. It's something like that. I don't know. It's like blah blah blah. I don't watch entertainment for being culturally it's comedy. Oh, what a great show. And you know, and the great thing is that Meathead is still a meathead in life. I mean, uh, Rob Reiner, he's a jerk. He's a liberal jerk. Sally Struthers, feed the children. Oh, it was a bad example to have out there for that. That did not go over well. Uh, but you know, Carol O'Connor was the star of the show, and I like all the supporting bit characters and stuff. But it was a great show. Yeah, they changed in TV. There's cartoons they won't show anymore. I know. I grew up on all that stuff. You know, I enjoyed it. Oh, I gotta go. I hate to go, but I do gotta go. I got kids waiting on me. Get them to school. I gotta go to the doctor this morning, so hopefully a good doctor's visit. And I need. It was my time to go. Anyway, it was a good, not my time to go. It's my time to go to the doctor. Not my time to go. Yeah, they edit stuff out. Makes me mad. That's why I get my own copy. That's like the old Song of the South and all that stuff. If you know where to get it, you can, because they just will not ever sell that again. You know, it's all part of our history. Things change. I know I'm an oddity now. You know, I get every mark that they hate. You know, older white Southern Christian, whatever. They just look at me as like, if we could just get rid of people like him, we'd be okay. I mean, I know they do. The clingers, right? I'm a clinger, clinging to my weapons, my religion, and all. You know. Hey, I have a blessed day out there. I appreciate you all stopping by. Thanks for your support. The Southern Fried Podcast and all the other little things that we have underneath that umbrella, the SFP. Um, okay, okay. Thank you for that, sir. I appreciate it. And that band that you told me about, I should listen to. Send me that name in my email too that I put up there, if you don't mind, sir. I was trying to think of it and I was trying to look it up, and I couldn't quite remember. And I was busy at the time and I couldn't go back and look in the chat. So, if you don't mind, have a great day. It's going to be a fun day. Have fun today. It is picture day for my granddaughter. She's all ready for that. She said she was excited about this one. It's the last one before high school, and so she's looking forward to it. It might have been, man. It was something like that. I think so. I think so. I think so, bud. Thank you so much. Let me get a little music pulled up here, and we'll get out of here. Have a great day. Salute. God bless America, and God bless you. Take care.
Why does it hurt?